What's good, Commanders fans? The Commanders make another signing to the practice squad. It is Justin Hollins, a defensive end slash outside linebacker. I feel like we brought this guy in for a workout during training camp in the offseason, but they just ended up not signing him. I heard that Dallas took Carlos Watkins. They signed him off the practice squad, so we had to make a corresponding move or something like that. But this guy is an athlete. I mean, he's done some things in the league before, so I'm not expecting him to come in and knock the world on fire. But, we've seen guys like Angry Nate Orchard coming off the practice squad, guys with speed and bend and athleticism. And this guy's an athlete, man. Coming out of Oregon, was a fifth-round pick with the Broncos. He's been on a couple teams. He is a Super Bowl champion with the Rams. Played with Aaron Donald, had good chemistry with Aaron Donald. Looking at some clips and some highlights from this guy. He had a strip sack on Kyler Murray with the Rams. He had a strip sack on Andy Dalton. I know Andy Dalton's not a great quarterback. He's going to play on Sunday with the Panthers. And then he also had a game-winning sack force fumble on Marcus Mariota on the last play of the game. It was 28-31. The Rams were beating the Falcons, and the last play of the game, he got a sack on Marcus Mariota and forced a fumble as well. So he has a knack of ball is life, what Joey Jr. talks about. He forces fumbles. He has a knack at getting to the football. When he does get to the football, he forces fumbles, which is a good thing that I did see in some of his clips. He has how many sacks does he have in his career? He has about 10 and a half sacks in his career. He's been in the league since 2019. Like I said, fifth-round pick. He has one fumble recovery and 3 forced fumbles in his career as well. 123 tackles in his career as well. His rookie year with the Broncos, he had 1 sack. Sophomore season with the Rams, 3 sacks. And then the third year with the Rams in 2021, he had 2 sacks and 1.5 with the Packers as well to combine for 3.5 sacks. In 2023, he was with 3 teams with Green Bay, New York, and the Los Angeles Chargers. So he's been around the league a bit here and kind of like a journeyman. But like I said, I think he's kind of similar to what we saw with Nate Orchard a couple of years ago when we signed him up off the practice squad. And we need another pass rusher. I know people talking about let's trade for Hassan Reddick. We know Adam Peters is not going to do that. He's not going to do things like that. He's not going for big name guys or anything like that at this point, especially after not trading for Brandon Ayuk. After that, I was just like, yeah, he's just kind of stay low key. I think next year is where he's going to be more aggressive and spend some more money on, maybe an edge rusher or more draft capital on a wide receiver or something like that. But looking at Justin Hollins, I always look at his athletic score in college, and his athletic score was really high, just like Kayvon Seymour. Kayvon Seymour was a really good athlete in coming out of college as well. And Justin Hollins had an 82 athleticism score in the 2019 Combine. Out of all defensive ends and edge rushers, he ranked 8th in the athleticism score, which is really, really, really high. The total score for defensive ends and edge rushers was 20th in the Combine as well, which is really good. So that raw score is really good. Ran a 4.5 40-yard dash, which is really, really fast for a defensive edge. So if you look at his highlights and his clips, he really is coming off the edge very quickly and has nice bend. 36.5 vertical leap, which is super, super athletic. He's a really good athlete. How tall is he? 6'5", 248 pounds, 33-inch arms. So he's a man amongst boys out there. Look, athleticism-wise, he's a man amongst boys for sure. 20-yard shuttle, 4.4, bench press, 25 reps, which is pretty darn good as well. There are some numbers that I saw him coming out of college as well. Yeah, stacked up against other edge players at the NFL Combine. The 40-yard dash, he came in second in the 40-yard dash in 2019. Was that the year that Montez Sweat got drafted? Because I know Montez Sweat ran like a 4.5 40-yard dash as well. And if he was if he was second, if Justin Hollins was second, Montez Sweat might have been first in that 40-yard dash. But it's just something to look up. It kind of don't really care. But yeah, Montez Sweat did come out of that 2019 draft, so Montez Sweat might have been first, but this guy Justin Hollins was second. He was tied 3rd in bench press reps. Vertical leap 5th. Vertical jump 5th. Broad jump tied 6th. Cone drill tied 7th. 20-yard shuttle tied 7th. So this guy is he's an athlete. He's an athlete and a half. Had a pass rush 85.0 in college. His senior year 83.4 overall grade. I know that was 7 years ago now, but it just shows how athletic he is. So let's see if this guy, if he does get elevated to the roster. We've seen Bobby Price get elevated to the active roster. If they just make Michael Davis inactive, they can move this guy up to the active roster just to bring some pass rush juice. I know we have Jamin Davis. He was inactive. He was a healthy scratch. So maybe they believe in this guy, Justin Hollins, a little bit more. They might let him play. instead of Jamin Davis. Even though I'd rather see Jamin Davis get out there too. He also was the Shrine Game Defensive Player of the Game back coming out of Oregon in his senior year as well. He did have a pick 6 at the University of Oregon, so that shows some athleticism and how he can cover a little bit too. So he's a little bit of he has some versatility to him as well. Has 6.5 sacks in that senior year at Oregon as well. So there's some ball production there. 5 forced fumbles senior year in college. He just hasn't really panned out, 5th round pick. So let's see if Joe Whitt Jr. can unlock him and Dan Quinn can get the best out of him if this guy does play. Like I said, I don't have high hopes, super high hopes, but we need some pass rushing juice because Clelin Ferrell is the only guy that has sacks on the. He's the only guy that has a sack on the roster. He has 2 sacks and he leads the team with sacks. Nobody else has a sack. John Allen doesn't have a sack. Deron Payne has 0 sacks. Dorrance Armstrong 0 sacks, and Dante Fowler 0 sacks as well. Clelin Ferrell is the only guy that has a sack, at this point. So. Let's see what happens with Justin Hollins, man. Let's see. I'm intrigued a little bit. I'm intrigued. So they make another practice squad signing. They don't go after any big names that are available. And that's just the way Adam Peters is moving at this point. So you guys let me know what you guys think about this move. Is this move any impactful at all? Or is this just another just a guy type of move? All right, guys. As always, I will be doing my preview video tomorrow. The game is on Monday night, but I'm going to just do the preview video tomorrow. I know everybody has picked us to lose, so we'll see what I decide for tomorrow. But I do want to hear about T. Higgins and what happens with him, because I think that will impact the game pretty largely. Here's a write-up on Justin Hollins. Almost forgot. Weaknesses is needs more dog in his fight. Doesn't always play with aggressive demeanor teams look for. Needs to confront and shed blockers at point of attack rather than riding on them. Play strength is below average. Has tendency to lose leverage when forced over top a blocker on backside squeeze versus run. Will need to improve hand skill to more consistently grease the edge on edge rush. Strengths is plays with plus athleticism and movement skills in both tight quarters and open field. Possesses agility and looseness in both upper and lower body to be a slippery target. Plays with eyes beyond initial block and into backfield. Stick and move handwork allows him to punch and work around edge blockers as well. Accelerates with adequate closeout range to challenge runners headed for the corner as well. Quality upfield get off as a pass rusher. Unique triple jump stride on third step upfield can propel him past kick, sliding tackle. So the guy's an athlete. He's an athlete. So we'll see what happens. And he played his special teams. Look at some of the numbers for Justin Hollins. He did play on special teams. Where's the snap count? Hasn't played a lot of special teams. He played 113 snaps on special teams in 2023. So he did play. Oh no, I'm sorry. He played at 69 special team snaps in 2023. 197 snaps as an edge rusher out there. So we'll see what happens. 2022, he did start in 5 games. So once again, we'll see what happens with this guy. As always, Hell to Commanders. Peace.